Hello, I'm Kevin Caveman. Welcome to my vinyl cave. This episode, I want to talk about records that I bought in February. I just haven't showed yet. Uh, First one, these are for $1 or less. And so this is John Mahal, The Turning Point. And so it's a good album. But yeah, definitely got Nazareth, Rampant. This actually got Shanghai and Shanghai, which I think is an awesome song. I heard this first on the Greatest Hits. I have a Greatest Hits CD of Nazareth, and this is actually on there. And of course, I didn't know what album it came from, so I got this for $1, and so it's like I couldn't pass it up. I cleaned it, and it worked just fine. Lights Out by UFO. Everybody knows this historic album. Got Pete Way, got Michael Schenker, of course you got Too Hot to Handle, and of course the biggest song, Lights Out. Of course there's a lot of grails in this one right here, so I actually, this is actually my second one. I actually have a version that I bought in Germany and stuff. So I have a German version and American version. So I was very happy about that. Got Pat Travers, Heat in the Street. Another one. Oh, and just want to let you know the difference between this one. When you see an album that's got the inner sleeve not being clear, that means that there's a flaw with it, like it skips. There's a problem with it. Deep scratch where where it is, like I said, where it skips is damaged. And I do that so that I know later on if I find it in the wild again, to get another $1 and clean it up and see what it worked. If not, it is what it is. Later on, what I want to do is later on cut these out. I want to get like a drill press because I saw that you can put these in the oven, warm them up. And I want to get not a drill press, but a drill that's the same size as this, a circular, and just like just like, and just take this out and laminate it and use it as a coaster. But that would just be for me. Just something I want to do when I retire. Go through stuff that just is no longer doesn't work or whatever. If I get replaced, then I can just just totally take it out, laminate it, and make it into a coaster. At the end of the day, I probably have about 500 coasters, but at least I'll have. But at least it's nice. I think it's great, especially for albums that you really like a lot. And another one I got was Butterfield Blues Band. East West. I got an album from them like 3 to 5 years ago. It was a double live album, and I never heard of it before. It was at a thrift store. It was a blind sale, and awesome. What I mean? It's just like, and so every time I go and I see them for $1 somewhere, I snag them, and as you see, flawless. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So great. Of course, got Montrose with Sammy Hagar, and of course, Ronnie Montrose. Now you see, clear for $1. It's awesome. And then this one, it was a blind buy. It's Peter Frampton. I thought it was going to be good, but it's okay. And as you see, and so to me, make this into a coaster. Another one, Uriah Heep, the Magician's Birthday, same thing. deep scratches in it, wasn't able to repair it. And what I mean by repair it, I don't mean um, going all out. What I mean is that I do a manual cleaning with some brushes and stuff. I use on box topper method. So if you watch his method, that's what I do. I don't. I know he did. He would do toothpicks. He would get into the grooves and everything. I don't do all that. I mean, that's just to me, and that's nice to do that. But that's just too much time for me. So I do the thorough cleaning that he does, besides the toothpick or any specialized tool to actually dig into the grooves. And if it doesn't work, in my opinion, for a buck, hey, it is what it is. Like I said, coaster. Oh, another one. I thought this one was a good one. I never saw this before. I've heard of Mahogany Rush, and of course, this is Frank Moreno with Mahogany Rush. It's called Tales of Unexpected, and you see, it's got a nice little strip there. And of course, you know what it is. It's a white label promo. You cannot beat this for a buck, and as you see, even Village Music was sold it for $2.98. So even back in the day, they didn't even value the white label promos. So I think that's So I still got this for a buck, and so I can't believe it. And so I really, it's one of my what I really like a lot. But I got two grails from there. Okay, the first one, this one was $1. Tony McLean, McAlpine. I've seen this album many a times, but I never bought it, never listened to it. So, and so I've never. But of course, I've heard that this person is very good, and this is on Combat Records. So I was like, hey. So I saw this for $1. To me, this is a grail to me. And I actually listened for the first time, never listened to him. Like, this guy is actually a really guitar. He can actually, in my opinion, is an awesome guitarist. And so I was just like, wasn't expecting that. And I wasn't expecting it to be an instrumental. I thought it was going to be vocals and stuff, but no, it's an instrumental. So I was very shocked. So, especially for me being a Randy Rhoads fan, I was very shocked, that there actually is, that, he was strictly instrumental. So I was very shocked. I never heard that before. But the biggest grail, and this wasn't $1. I wish it was. Nasty Savage. This is called A Rage of Mayhem. And so I even heard of Nasty Savage many years ago on Metal Massacre by Metal Blade. I actually had a cassette. I didn't have a CD, I had a cassette. And of course, I was listening to the cassette. I used to play Metal Massacre. I used to be, I used to be very mean. I would go to where we're at. I lived in an apartment complex. I had a pool. I used to take a little cassette player. I mean, it was like a kid's cassette player, that I had, when I was a kid. It wasn't a big old fancy boombox. It was just a little small, just no AM FM. It was just strictly just a cassette player, and I would play it as loud as I could. I would play Metal Massacre on there, all the songs, and Nasty Savage was one of my favorite because it used to go XXX as in sex, and so I used to get booted. I used to get booted from there, going, "Hey, you can't play loud music here, especially that vulgar music." So I would get kicked out. But it was fun. I was a young kid, But anyway, so this is definitely out. And as you see, it's a clear. So there's nothing wrong with it. So I care for, so I'm very happy about this. And so, but anyway, so went to the record store today. It was about an hour and a half from where I live. And so I bought a lot of records there, been cleaning them, listening to them, as the day goes on, or actually the evening goes on. And so I will be doing an update on that. And so I appreciate everybody's time. Anybody that watches my channel, I do appreciate. Anybody that subscribes to my channel, I do appreciate it. It means a lot to me. I'm just a music buff. I love listening to music. I love playing music. I just love music. As Ozzy Osbourne says, rock and roll is my religion, and I totally believe that. I know it sounds bad, but there's a lot of stuff that he's saying that I believe today, and so I appreciate everybody's time, and I hope you guys have a great day, and you guys definitely, get what you want out there, buy what you want, listen to what you want. Everybody has a different taste. As you see, my taste varies. I'm into hardcore blues, I'm into heavy metal, I'm into thrash, death, jazz, so there's a lot of bands I listen to, and I've noticed as I age, I listen to a lot of different stuff that I normally didn't. And so actually, when I go to record stores, I actually seek out new stuff. And I think that's just, there's so much music, and I've seen other channels where, as you see, my vinyl collection is, meek. There's people that got them all the way up to the ceiling, and I'm like, whew, I wish I had that. You know what I mean? And I probably could, but but some of those people, they've been collecting, for like 20, 30, 40 years. I stopped collecting on records many years ago. I actually got rid of all my records. I have ones when I went to Germany, about a lot of records, and that's another episode I want to show. I want to show the records that I bought in Germany, and there's a lot. I was shocked at as much as I got from Germany that I saved. But before I left Germany, I got rid of my whole collection. I sold it to another coworker, and I don't know why I did it. It was just something I thought that I don't know why. It was just, I didn't need the money. I had a job. I really don't know why I got rid of the vinyl. I really don't. Sometimes I don't know what I was thinking, but I got rid of all my vinyl at that time, and I went and bought more vinyl. So when I was in Germany, so I just thought it was weird. So I don't know I was young. I don't understand what I was doing. So, but that's a whole different story, a whole different, thing. But hey, I appreciate everybody's time. I hope you guys have a great day, and talk to you later. Captain K-Man out.